Hi, I'm Ken Oakes with Oakes Daylilies. One of the great things about daylilies is just a huge range of variety that they come in, colors and shapes and sizes, and also the foliage type. Now, for most folks in the country, this doesn't really matter a whole lot, but for folks who live in the deep south where you don't get a cold period in the winter, you need to pay attention to that because it really does matter as far as which varieties you can grow. So that's what I'm going to talk about in this video today. All right, so when you look at a daylily variety, you will see listed with it the foliage as being either dormant, semi-evergreen, or evergreen. And we've done some videos on this, you might want to check those out. But if you live in an area that doesn't get a cold period in the winter, you're probably going to at least start with the varieties that are listed as evergreens or semi-evergreens. And the reason is that the dormant varieties like to go dormant in the winter. They want that cold period, and if they don't get it over time, they'll decline. So we list all that information, with all the varieties that we sell in the catalog and on the website. You can certainly check that out, and you can sort and search for the ones that are evergreens if that's what you're interested in. I would mention, if you live in an area that gets a cold period in the winter, it's not going to make a lot of difference what kinds you get because your foliage is going to be, bitten to the ground regardless. Even evergreens may try and grow and keep growing through the winter, but it's all going to get frozen to the ground, so it doesn't really make a whole lot of difference. This video is really just about what you want to select if you're in an area that doesn't get the cold weather. So I'm here in our display garden. We're in East Tennessee, and I thought I would just go through and highlight a few varieties that I think have been proven to do well down in these warmer areas. And what I'm talking about is like zones 9 and 10, if you look at your hardiness zones. You don't really get much temperatures in the freezing or below. So this first variety I'm going to start with is one called Pandora's Box. It's a nice creamy white with a purple eye zone. Kind of a smaller bloom, about 4 inches, and relatively short, listed at 19 inches tall. So Pandora's Box is one that should do well down there. All right, so this next variety is the variety Blushing Summer Valentine, and it's a nice sort of a dusky creamy color with a vibrant maroon red eye zone and a matching edge. This is an all-American selection, so it should do well around the country. And I know this one in particular came from the Orlando area, so should definitely do well down there. Listed at 5 inches blooms, about 24 inches tall, Blushing Summer Valentine. All right, this is next one is a variety God Save the Queen, and it's a big purple. Look at that, a lot of stuff going on in this one. So it's kind of a dusky mauve, lavender color with a deeper purple center. They call this an eye zone in the middle. And then it's got a purple edge and a little gold going around it as well out there. Really a fancy bloom. This one's listed at 6.5 inches in diameter and 30 inches tall. God Save the Queen. So this next variety is the variety Jones Senior. It's one of our nearest to near white daylilies. I'll let you get down here and take a look at that. Now there aren't any daylilies that are true white as if you put a piece of paper next to it. But if you look at this in the garden, it's definitely going to look near white. And so this is, like I mentioned, one of the closest to near white that there are. Listed at 6-inch blooms and 26 inches tall. It doesn't look quite that big today, maybe 5 inches more or less, but that's what it's registered at. But this is a variety that should do well for you down south. All right, so this next variety is Lady Georgia. Really nice peachy color. Pretty much, Georgia peach there. 5-inch blooms, about 30 inches tall. It's kind of getting a little past its peak bloom here in the garden, but had a lot of blooms here just a few weeks ago. Lady Georgia. All right, so this next variety is the variety Red Volunteer. And this is actually a variety that we introduced. My grandfather created this one, named it after our local Tennessee volunteers, but it's selected as an all-American selection, so it has been proven to do well around the country. Great big, rich red blooms. I think they're listed at 7 inches or so. Relatively tall, 32 to 36 inches. Red Volunteer. All right, so this next one is the variety Tuscilla Tigris. It's a really nice sort of a deep orange with a little red halo around it. And this one was hybridized near Orlando. That's one of the ways I kind of get a good handle on whether it should do well down there is you can look up and see who hybridized it and where they're from. I figure if they hybridized this near Orlando, it should do well in that area. This is a big 7-inch bloom, held pretty tall scapes. Really nice, makes a good show in the garden. Tuscilla Tigris. So I wanted to mention a few other varieties that I've got a good friend in Southern California, and he really likes these. So I kind of take his advice that these are going to be good ones for, you know, those warmer climates. And they're not blooming today here in our display garden, so we'll just show some pictures of those. But Frankly Scarlet is a good one. Lemon Vista and Lavender Vista. And all three of those happen to be all-American selections, you know, so they should do well down south and then, you know, other places as well around the country. But those are some other good choices. All right, so I hope you maybe saw something that caught your eye. You know, as I mentioned, everything on our website and in the catalog is listed, you know, what the foliage type is, and you can search for things that are just evergreen if that's what you want. And then just to recap, if you live anywhere other than the Deep South, you can pretty much grow everything. So this is really just for you folks down there that need to really pay attention to this. So we've been growing daylilies for over 40 years, and we love talking about all things daylilies. If you have any questions about, you know, this video or Dormant, Evergreen daylilies, all that kind of stuff, or anything else, you can put them below in the comments, or our contact information is on the website. We'd love to hear from you. We have shot a lot of other videos about daylilies. You want to check this one out, or there's more on our YouTube channel. We'd love to hear from you, and thanks for watching.